Ten years ago, I discovered my vocation in life. Ever since, I've been traveling the world over seeking the mythical SASer, a remarkable creature that's never been captured. It was praised in ancient times for its wit and elusive nature. Recently, I believe I was hot on the trail of part of SASers migrating from the Sahara Desert, but they proved elusive. 2 weeks ago, I found out the University of Virginia gave me a grant to continue my research on their vessel, the MV Explorer. Following eyewitness accounts along the coast of Western Africa, I traced, and I believe just missed, the same port of SASers to Cape Town, where thankfully the ship I was to meet has been in port, the MV Explorer.
Alright, is it already on?
Is it on the right mode?
It's red. Does that
Okay.
mean on?
Go.
1 second, I gotta focus it. Wait,
past-
no. Wait, let me get in focus.
For the past
Action.
For the past 2 days, I've been interviewing students and faculty aboard this vessel. I believe that through their extensive travel, they may hold more knowledge than they think about the SASers.
Alright, now wait.
Do you believe in SASers?
No, I absolutely do not.
I mean, I've seen one in my day, but people call me a lunatic. Yeah.
Of course SASers don't exist, and I would know. I was born on the ship, my father was born on the ship before me. Trust, they do not exist.
The teeth, and then the tongue is kind of like the really like dark eyes.
Well, I'm not really an expert on it, but I think the movement of the SASer, the elusive SASer, is kind of erratic and not really well understood in Africa, but about this time of year they're probably heading from the Cape Town region across the ocean over to the Pampas of Argentina. But I'm not an expert on it. Go see Professor Young's lecture about this tonight. I think he's giving a lecture about it tonight because I'm pretty sure I'm lecturing for 4 to 5 hours after that.
The most anticipated Union seminar of the voyage, people were camped out for nearly 6 hours.
Okay, so this is the original drawing by Johann Isaacson about 50 years ago of the SASer. He was the first to describe them. He observed them in the Southern Ocean and in South America and described them as an amphibious mammal. They spend part of their time at sea, part of their time on land, and he was able to observe them from a distance and had a hard time of telling exactly their structure because they adorn themselves with vegetation or seaweed or something like that, so it's very hard to tell what their actual anatomy is underneath. You look at this, they seem to be they might be a hominid or they might be mimicking a hominid, but very likely as amphibious mammals, they've got a pectoral flipper, pelvic flippers, and if you look at the head appendages there, excellent head appendages for filter feeding, much like baleen, so perhaps related to even baleen whales. They have very distinct behavioral states. He was able to observe them from a distance, and so he would see them go through long periods where they were resting but very attentive, and he described it as being almost like concentration. And then suddenly they would break loose and there would be these raucous social events and there would be all sorts of interactions, and they even seemed to have sort of a promiscuous mating system. So they're a really interesting animal. I get kind of excited talking about SASers.
This is a Argo profiling drifter. It measures temperature, salinity, and density down to 2,000 meters. Comes back up to the surface and transmits all that data off to a satellite system.
Do you think it can be used to track creature migration underwater?
No.
I think I had a SASer
on my line out the coast of Ghana 3 weeks ago. I think I'm gonna need bigger gear.
SASer? Yeah, I think I can catch it.
You're the guys looking for the SASer, yeah?
Yeah?
Have you heard of the second deck?
No? Why?
Tomorrow night at 22:30, be there. I know someone who can give you some information.
Okay.
Are you asking about SASers? I mean, do SASers exist? I don't think you should be asking that question. I really wouldn't go there if I were you.
Over a year ago, we had 2 students go up Tabletop Mountain, and they were reported missing. Never back to the ship. Now we're back. We're 3 days into the dock here in South Africa, and we had some visitors to the ship, the park rangers from Tabletop, and we got a package. And in the package was their GoPro. We think this belonged to them. They've been missing for over a year now.
This is a movie in the making right now.
I'm the director, Julia.
Alright guys, so we're hiking Table Mountain here, and we're looking for the deadliest creature known to man, never seen before in the wild, called the SASer. Alright, we're trying to find the SASer, and we know it's local to it's local to Cape Town. So we're gonna creep over here, and they have a very distinct mating call. It sounds like a squirrel getting eaten by a bird, getting run over by a car. So oh shit! Oh crikey, we got one over there.
For the past 24 hours or so, I've only really been hanging out with Greg, the Argo guy, or just been in my room. He's the only one I think I can really trust right now, because he's only been on the ship since Cape Town as well. I've observed really weird behavior by the students. They call out each other's names, and then pretend to blow dart the other person, and that person pretends they died. It's really disturbing. The only thing I can think of why they play it is perhaps introducing to the student body as a defensive mechanism, wherein they learn to defend themselves if they're ever in an encounter with a real-life SASer. I have my meeting in about 50 minutes at 22:30 on the second deck with that anonymous student. I'm hoping he'll yield some information on the SASer, or just information about those 2 students that went missing on Table Mountain last year.
I was the one who found the GoPro coming down Table Mountain. I watched the footage and I was pretty concerned, so I gave it to the park rangers. What Dean Eddy showed you, that wasn't all the footage. I know I heard Rita's voice on there. She was calling the SASers. I've heard her voice a million times. I know it was her. They're not telling you the whole story. They're not trying to help you.
Yeah, so, wait, 10 just went offline.
What's wrong?
I don't know. Wait a minute, 5 just went offline. I've never seen this before. Wait, the last one is gone. I don't know what's going on.
Good afternoon. These are the noon announcements. Some of you may be aware that a deadly
looks funny. I'll show you the video tonight or tomorrow of what we have, so you know what we're doing.
Oh, is this the peanut butter monster?
Yeah.
I hear they're migrating towards Patagonia. I got 50 pounds of peanut butter. I'm gonna catch me a damn SASer.